The takeaway, I think we can all go home, yes? Yeah, okay, wonderful. Madam Future President, may I drop the mic on your behalf? Okay, I just want to point out a couple of things that she mentioned. Number one, she highlighted on exemplary leadership. And leaders do what they're supposed to do. Those are very easy to glaze over. Number one, exemplary leadership means that you actually demonstrate. So, you know, when you're talking about the push-ups and everything, yeah, so when you tell the others to do them, you also show one hand. Huh? And on top of that, the next point that she brought up was do. There is no leadership without action. Leadership is not no, I'm delegating. There has to be action to it. And the last thing I want to say is, again, show me who admires you, and I will show you what flows from your soul. A wise man once said that. Who knows who it is? Anyone? There's a book at stake. I can give away a book if you can say, it was me, I said it just now. You missed the opportunity. I mean, next up, I have the honor of introducing a gentleman who is passionate about leadership matters, former advisor of UNAM's Education Society, educator for the Ministry of Youth, chairperson of UNAM Society of Human Capacity Development, holds an honors degree in adult education, ... All protocols of those kind observed, etc's observed. But what matters to me today is I had to find out what connected Mr. Otto Kapuka to Mr. Augustinus Ngombe. And he said, Augustino contacted him for his first book. See, authors, I'll be sitting there one day. For his first book. And upon their first engagement, they just clicked. Show me who you click with instantly. Can I go deeper? Give me some time to finish writing it out. Show me who you click with instantly. ... But a man who's passionate about leadership and the development of people is more of what we need. And can you imagine the impact of these two individuals? We're in this room for one book. Imagine the other people in the rooms for how many books do you have, sir? How many books do you have, sir? 3 counting, busy with the 4th one. And he's only got one of his books here today in stock. Okay, so please hurry up and just say, okay, take my money in exchange for the book. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Otto Kapuka.
Thank you very much. I'm not so sure why didn't you make the MC also a speaker, but also where you placed him. I think he's doing a good job so far. Just give me a second so that I can make my space comfortable. I'm not so sure if the sound is okay. Just try to put it up a bit on my mic. And then the photographer, make sure that you are taking beautiful pictures of me. Can I tell you a story why I'm telling the photographer to take good pictures of me? Because I don't want people to struggle at my memorial service that they don't have pictures. I am writing the speeches of my memorial service. If you come and lie, I'll wake up and I'll tell you that you are lying. But because it's my time to die, I'll go back and go peacefully. So I'm not so sure what are the speeches that you are telling people to write for your memorial service. And please don't get scared. We are going to die eventually. Don't be scared. If you are scared, then I have a message for you for December, is that you are possibly not living a purposeful life. If you are scared to die, somehow, some way, you are not doing what God wants you to do. Good morning, and my name is Otto Kapuka. If there is a protocol on your left and a protocol on your right, please observe them, and let's continue with the order of the day. Observe a protocol. Say, there's a protocol here. Yes. Thank you. As I was preparing for speaking at the book launch, I think sometimes we are selfish in our nature of being human being. And we come to people's events and say all the mountain Kilimanjaros, but most of the time we forget to encourage, motivate, and celebrate people for what they are doing and for who they are, and for them to continue, because they are the reasons why we are here. As it was said by the MC that I have met the gentleman, I'm not going to look at him because he's going to intimidate me. As it was said, we met, he gave me a phone call, and I know exactly the reason why he wanted to read my book. And I think from there he read all my 3 books. And from there we became brothers for life, and not brothers to sort of like drink or to play with each other's life or to sit or to hang and do unnecessary things, but really brothers who are running for a specific cause. And he's on the 2nd book, I'm on the 4th book. And this is not a competition, it's not a race, it's not a thing to say we are writing because we want to be seen that we are writing. But I really want to encourage him and to motivate him today for a job well done, because many of the people have their books in their head, they have their books in their computers, they have their books when they meet, and like today, maybe somebody in there is saying, oh, but I also want to become an author. But really to go from the stage of writing and exposing everything that is in your mind. And I shall tell you the nightmare of the author. His nightmare was last night, because now his work today is going out. And that's the nightmare that the critics are going to come. There are people who are going to buy your book just to see that, yeah, he has been writing articles. Yeah, let's see what he wrote about this time. There are those people who are even wanting to know who is the wife, because now he's married. There are people who would want to know almost everything, who is the mother and who is everything. But when you look at this journey of being an author, it's not an easy thing. It's not a one-night stand for writing the first book and then writing the second one. So we should really congratulate him. And what the best thing that we can do is, if you have money on your account, the best thing that you can do, if you can buy 3-4 books, it's okay, and give them to your family members and friends and anybody and everybody else. If you live here without a book, then that's an injustice to the work that my friend, my brother, your friend, your brother, a husband, a teacher, and you name it. So we need to appreciate people so that they can continue with a good energy, because we need him, and if we don't support him, then who will? And therefore for today, my brother for life, and mind you me, every time we are at a speaking engagement, there is always who is going to speak first. And sometimes if it's his event, then he will speak first and then he leave me like that. If it's my event, I'll do the same because, hey, I think we are loaded. 3 questions. Number 1, what are you going to do with the information that you have received from here today? And the information that you have been receiving the whole year. If you have a pen, please take your pen and write these questions. And also, if you came without a notebook, I don't know. But also, phones have notebooks, eh? And I don't think you left your phone at home. So, number 1 question, what are you going to do with the information that you have received here? Because most of the time, we have a tendency of receiving information and not using the information to better our own lives and those of the people around us. Number 2, what have you done with your year? 2021. It's done. What have you done with 2021? When you go back home, kindly answer that question. What have I done with 2021? Did I complain less? Did I register the business that I wanted to register? Did I go back to school? Did I get out of a toxic relationship? Have I made peace with my family members? Did you and your friend done something to improve your life? I'm not talking about did you get a salary increment? Leave that. Let's think about the sentimental things. When last time did you go home in 2021? I'm not talking about home in Windhoek. I'm talking about where you came from. What have you done with 2021? And the 3rd question, what are you going to do with December? Third question, what are you going to do with December? I'm asking this question because the hype is up. And this particular hype, if you look at it nicely, if you have to do an assessment on this hype, you would understand that it's hype that adds less value to our own personal lives. And often in time, we end up swimming in the pool of confusion. When they say, let's go to Swakop, we go. When they say, let's go where we go. What are we doing? We are spending money. But on the other side, have you ever thought that you can use December to make money? Have you ever thought about that? Because right now, most of us are thinking of December as a way to spend money. And mind you me, we are going to spend money. Now perhaps one of you would get then in tune with my kind of thinking that why can we not use December as a way of making money or planning ahead so that we can make more money next year? Think about it. Think about it. Using December as a way to make money. I have told somebody recently in our sessions that perhaps you can scratch away your December plans and budget, and especially for those people who want to do bigger and better things in society, and then invest that particular money into that particular thing that matters to you. Scrap that budget. Ne? One of the things that he didn't say is that I'm a farmer. And one of my December plan, I'll spend it in the garden. And when January comes, people will eventually want to eat. What do? I will sell the vegetables. And I'm not missing out on anything. So if you have a project that you want to run, and you had plans to go somewhere, assess that plan and see how that plan is going to bring you closer to becoming a successful person. Your definition of success matters most. I'm not going to define it for you. And then you take that money and then you invest it in that particular project, and then come thank me 2-3 years later. And then that means you are minusing yourself from the pool of people who are always complaining that there is no money for funding projects. Now, how can we become a hope for our people? Because at the end of the day, we are coming from places that right now, those places are hopeless. Our mothers, our grandfathers, the child who is sitting on my left happen to have a platform today to speak because somebody woke up and say, I am going to be the hope of the people. Now, I'm getting emotional because where I got this revelation for me to come speak about it is from the garden that I'm talking about. I have a group of 7 women that we are working with. And obviously, because of lack of resources here and there, it becomes extremely difficult for you to run a race as fast as possible so that you can help other people, which is also okay because it's through the process of struggles, it's through the process of failures, you learn characters, and then you at least you can sustain, and then you have wisdom that will sustain you when you get to the top. But what I'm trying to say here is, with this group, 7 women, they all have children, 2-3 children. And I'm looking at the situation where most of them have the shebeens that they are running. And out of this shebeen, their profit could equal it to $80 or $100 a day. Now, when you times that with the households that they are finding themselves and the children that they have to send to school, and on top of that, their own basic needs, and they are unemployed, that technically that means that $80 or that $100 is nothing, or it amounts to nothing. And then another individual comes up with a project where these individuals can also come into this project, and this is their method of payment. Sometimes when we are harvesting, they take the products that are not ready for the market, or not ready, but not good for the market. That's for 2 reasons. That's the household consumption, but also they can sell those products, the one that they can sell. 2, when there is money, then you can give them money. Now, there is a story of one mother who I jokingly said, you see, when you travel in our African tradition, there's this thing that we call patkos. So one day we were at the garden, and after we were done working, I told them that, okay, I'm leaving tomorrow, and is there nobody who has a chicken for me so that I can at least prepare it and then eat while I'm on my way? And I was asking to be given. And this particular mother said, you know what? I can sell you my chicken. Perhaps I need to sacrifice more to say, maybe I don't need an expensive car, I don't need an expensive house, when there is somebody who needs nappies for a child. How do you, this morning sitting here, become hope for our people? You know the region where you are coming from. You know the stories that are there. You know the struggles. Some of us are born out of those struggles. We are able to apply makeups. We are able to go for a proper haircut. We are able to drive a car. We are able to do, and we are able, and we are able. How do we become hope for our people? How? How can you come up with an initiative that will help a child who wants to sing in Rundu. Mr. Mind left. I know Chari is here. I know there's also a gentleman somewhere with a mask and the shades on. How do we do that? Because at the end of the day, you will understand that it's not about you. It's not about me. It's about those individuals. Our country is rich. Forget about the minerals. Think about a child who is blessed with a voice. Either to speak, either to sing, or either to do poetry. The artist. How do we become hope for them? And this is why I ask you the question of what are you going to do in December? Because our tendency is when we get back to the village, we want to look the most and we want to look apart. But you are blessed now with knowledge, you are exposed, and this, the 2 weeks or the 1 week or the 3 days when you are in the village, it's actually an opportunity for you to execute your God-given talent so that you can become hope for our people. They are waiting in anticipation. They are expecting. They are hoping. There is a child in your household, in the village, that you don't even talk to, possibly on a regular basis. Do you know why people are running programs of sanitary pads? As embarrassing as it is, and I'll say it, it's very embarrassing for such things to happen. Because why? We have left our people, and when we left them, we have never returned. When we are returning in the physical form, but not in the soul, in the spirit, so that we can be with them. I was at the same pace, but when I started running projects in my village, that's when I realized that forget about Madame Steenkamp, forget about the president, forget about the minister, forget about everybody else. What are you doing? How can we restore hope in our people? This young man here, we traveled to Rundu recently. And again, Mr. Mind said we need to expose them. And on our way back, we put him through a session to say, how does he start playing that keyboard and he start earning money? So if Mr. Mind can create this platform right now, and you create another platform, how many are you? From the space where you are operating. That means the issue of unemployment that we preach about, the issue of poverty, and the issue of all the social evils that we are talking about, that means those issues can then be minimized. My late father, I lost him due to COVID this year, I think in July, have taught me so many lessons. One of them is to have a vision for yourself, a vision for your community, and a vision for your country, and possibly a vision for your continent, and then a vision for the world. And one of the interesting things about him is that he shared the traditional method of plowing when he understands that a neighbor doesn't have cows to plow their mahangu field. When we're done with ours, we go help the neighbors. And you may continue with as many lessons as possible. What is he saying in those lessons that he was passing on to us? is that when you are eating, before you start eating, most of the time we pray. If you pray. When you are eating, remember that there are people who are not eating. And so when you are working and when you are blessed with something, it's equally your responsibility to make sure that you bless other people. And when you help other people to become successful, your own success is certain. And that's where we need to start moving into helping and restoring hope in our people, because you will never lack anything. When the 7 women come in the garden and they do work for me, and I take a 600 and I say, can you please divide that 600 among the 7th of you? And because that's the best that I can do at the stage where I am. They are adding value to my life, and for a second, I'm adding value to their life. How can we get to that level? It's a Saturday. It's December. How can you go back home and look around you and realize that together we can do something? She spoke about leadership. And I think sometimes we do not talk about the aspect of self-leadership. Because when you lead yourself, it becomes easier for you to lead other people. And that's when you understand what matters most in life. I didn't want to write a speech. For the past few years, I want to speak from the heart. Because I think and I believe when I'm speaking from the heart, it's easier for it to go to another heart. So the question is really, how can we be the hope of our people? Think of the region where you are coming from. Think of that community. Think of the people that you left there. And when you start doing that, I'm asking you to do or to use your spiritual body and get in tune with it. And as you do that, do not wait for another December. Start today. My last book is titled One Brick, A Builder's Wisdom. Meaning, when you do the smallest thing, you use the builder's wisdom to build your village, your household, your country. We are not asking for you to have 100 bricks. We are asking you to have one, and you keep on adding one brick and one brick. If you went to university, it's your responsibility to open the eyes of the child who is in your community to say the world is not ending here where you are seeing. There are kids who have never seen electricity. It's your responsibility not to go and chase with an iPhone, but to make them understand that, hey, the village is here, but water, land, and everything is there. But when you look at the people from that region, there's nothing that is happening. Apart from people from Rundu, for example, going to get water from the river. That means the functionality of the system is not functional. So what do we need? My expectation for him, my expectation for Charlie sitting behind, those are all my university peers. My expectation is for them to go back home and to build home. Because when they build home, that's when we are going to see leaders emerging out of that region. And that's when we are going to see the grandmother who is in that region starting to eat tomatoes, onions, green paper, and the kids in that region will be able to compete at a gospel concert in South Africa. He knows what I'm talking about. He knows what I'm talking about. And I was waiting for this moment. We had an artist who was supposed to come perform here. It's his responsibility because that region is blessed with talented people. Those people need to go and perform in South Africa. They need to go perform in Angola. They need to go perform everywhere. How do we do that? Is for us who the community have trusted and made sure that they bring us to where we are, to go back and help the one that are behind. If your mother can get you to that stage, that means you can get a child in your village to the world stage because your mother did it with nothing. So go back. I'm not saying go stay there. The dearest wife is here. So that's the beauty of bringing your partner in the room so that when you go do your negotiation at home, you say, remember what the people were saying at the book launch. I do know that you have a beautiful support system at home and around you. We are here and we are here to help, and you know we don't need money. We are here. And so let's go back and let's build home, starting from your own household and going further. Lastly, let me share a practical example. I have nieces and I have nephews at home, and this is one of the practical things that we do with them. We put up a garden for them, and we say, boss, if you do not work, kindly do not come to me and ask for money. And these are kids who are in school. Some of them are doing agriculture, and now it's not my responsibility anymore. It's not a responsibility for a teacher to put up a backyard garden in the school because the child at home is sorted. And now most of us want to place the responsibility on the teachers, but at home we are doing nothing. So we have bank accounts for these kids. You go work how many hours in the garden and then you get paid. How we pay you, even if it's a $10, it's okay. But what we also do with them is that at home, they must eat the mangoes. They must eat the butternuts. They must eat these things so that when they go to school, they know where they are coming from and they know the foundation that is there. And by so doing, you are already creating a value chain in human beings. I know the MC is looking at me with big eyes. But one of the things when I get invitations, when I speak, I speak. And so on that note, Mr. Ngombe, please kindly organize yourself. The Oshwambo almost came out. Organize yourself. I almost said organize. Yeah, so Shwambo is coming out. So please organize yourself and take these things back home, because the need is more back where we are coming from. And if you are here and you are an organizer of women empowerment and all the other events that we organize, a quick thought is that the places and the money that we put on this event, you would equally know that our people cannot afford. And those are the people who need it the most. So let's go back, let's kneel down, and let's start movements. Movements that create a beautiful Namibia. But before it gets to Namibia, it starts in your house and in your village. We have a month to do that. On that note, congratulations, sir. I'm hoping for many more books to come, and I'm hoping for our friendship and our brotherhood to be more strengthened. And I'm hoping for a beautiful Kavango East, Kavango West, and going that side. And remember, some of these things, they do not require you to have money. They require you to have a functional brain and a heart. That's it. Once you have those things, then you are almost successful, and that means everything else that you desire will come then to you. And also on that note, one of the blessings is that when you have a beautiful brotherhood, where your brother sees, you are not seeing. So one of the good day, the brother then invited one of the mother, that we really wanted the mother to be in the room, and for many, many other reasons, but one of the most imperative reasons is that we also want the books that we are writing to go into schools, because we feel they are very relevant and they are very, very necessary to be used in the schools. And guess what? God does answers at the right time. You don't have to force things. When you are a disciplined child in the house, your parents will help you to achieve your dreams. When you are otherwise and you go astray, they also leave you. I think we have been disciplined citizens, and one of the mother is here. So before I hand over something, you see, we add value. You just got yourself a book. Come. No. It's her. So go read. just go read. And also, lastly, I might not stay until the whole show is done, because there's another presentation that I have to give somewhere. But lastly, I'm going to give a gift then to the mother, so that the mother can go read. And then the mother can evaluate. And then the mother can do assessment. And then perhaps then the mother can, must do what mothers do. So as I have said, I'm an author of 3 books. And unfortunately, currently, only 1 book is in stock, which is my 3rd book. And all my other 2 books are sold out, and that then means what I'm writing somehow, somewhere, must have something. So that also gives me confidence. She was talking about the confidence. So whatever I'm writing about, my first book sold out twice. The second one sold out, and I left 1 copy because then I saw the poster and I realized the mother is going to be there. So what is a great opportunity to make sure that the mother then receive the 2 copies, and then I think the rest will probably be history. Yes, I have been a good child. You're welcome, ma'am. So we will be waiting for the email or for the phone call. On that note, thank you very much.